we've managed to get around that. All right, so I'd just like to go through the quiz questions with you guys, just so that you've got a little bit of feedback about that. The first question, you were asked to calculate the sum of a half and a third. All right, so because we are adding fractions, this means that we need to what? Grade 7s, what do we need to have when we add fractions together? Patson, go for it.
Ma'am, we have to find the, I forgot what it's called, but like we have to find like the number that is the smallest between the multiples for both of the numbers that are below.
Absolutely.
For 2 and 3.
Absolutely. So the lowest common denominator.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what number do both 2 and 3 go into?
6.
I agree. Okay. So we would have 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3, and we want to turn them into equivalent fractions out of 6, as Patson has said. So that means we would need to multiply that guy by 3 and this guy by 3. And we would need to multiply this guy by 2 and that guy by 2. And that means that we'd end up at the top here with 3 over 6, which is the same as a half. And on this side over here, we would end up with 2 over 6. And if we add those two together, we should get the right answer, which was 5 over 6. Hang on a second, Devon, no, this is what we've started doing, what I've started to try and do with you guys at the start of every lesson is give you feedback on the previous quiz, just so that you know what you were supposed to do. So just like when you write a test at school and your teacher gives you feedback or information about your test, I'm just doing the same thing. Okay. All right, so that was question number 1, right? And that is something that just about everybody should have been able to do, because it wasn't actually a difficult question. So hopefully everybody that did try the quiz was able to do that question. Then the next one, here we've got 11 out of 15, and we are subtracting 1 out of 5. So again, we are subtracting. So what do we need when we subtract fractions? Grade 7s, we need a
lowest common denominator.
We certainly do, Rolivo. And what would be the lowest common denominator here?
15.
I agree. So would you change 11 over 15, or would you keep it the same?
You'd keep it the same.
You'd keep it the same. I quite agree. So you have your 11 over 15. And then over here, how are you going to change this?
You're going to multiply it by 3.
Lovely, good. And what you do to the bottom, you do to the top. Okay, so here you would be subtracting
3
out
15.
of 15. Lovely, Rolivua. Okay, and that would give you a final answer of
8 over 15.
Beautiful. Okay, lovely work as always. Well done, Rolivua. All right, then the next question. So I see there's a couple of people that have got their hands up. I don't know if it was because you wanted to answer question number 2 and not question number 3. But if you think you know how to do question 3, put your hand up. If you think you know how to do it. Okay, Patson. Okay, Tutelo. Okay, Rolivua, lovely. So if you think you know how to do question 3, put up your hand. And I'm going to assume that if you don't know how to do question 3, then your hand would remain down. So there are only 3 of you in our whole class. All right, now hang on a second. Okay. So I'm going to ask Bonolo. Bonolo, if you would just unmute.
Ma'am, I'm not sure how to do number 3.
That's okay. All right. That's why I wanted to talk to somebody who didn't know how to do number 3. All right. Let me ask you a question. Okay. So I'm just going to scooch over to the side here. All right. If I told you that there was a block, and to that block we were adding a number, and on this side over here there was an answer, can you explain to me how you would work out what number is supposed to go in the block in this situation?
I'm not sure, but I would try to use inverse operation.
Okay, lovely. So when you say inverse operations, all right, so instead of plus here, you would want to use minus, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what would you do first? What would you try first? You're on the right track.
Ma'am, I would try to subtract ma'am, I'm not sure.
Oh, you are so close. What you're saying is really, really good. Okay, you're absolutely right. Just even if you don't get it right, it doesn't matter, Bonolo. It doesn't matter. Like no one else put their hand, well, 3 people put their hand up. But you're quite right. You would try to subtract what from what. 5 is what we end up with. That's our answer. And we've got this unknown quantity that we've added 3 to. Okay, I put you under under a bit of pressure there, Bonolo. Tell you what, Tapelo, you've never put your hand up that I can remember. Tapelo, what would you do here? Tell me.
His mic isn't connected, his audio.
Oh, is his mic not connected? Oh, okay. So there's a whole bunch of people that have like put their hands up for the first time. It's so exciting. Onalo, Onalo.
Onalo's mic is also not connected.
Not working. Oh. Okay, Olwa.
There we go.
What would you do to try and work out what goes in the block here, Olwa?
Don't you like say 23 minus 5? Oh wait, are we doing this one?
Wait, just let's talk about this one on the side over here, this guy, the one that I'm just highlighting in turquoise, and then we can apply what we see here to the one that we see on the right. So how would you do this easy peasy one here on the left hand side? What would you do, Olwa?
You would write down, okay, the answer, and then you minus the 3. You turn that operation into a minus.
Absolutely. Okay, so in order to work out what goes in the block, you did the opposite thing to the answer. Okay, so that means that you took 3 away. Okay, so therefore, what goes into the block? It must be the number 2. Lovely, absolutely. So now we're going to use, oh, I love the way you did that. That was really, really good.
Thank you.
Okay, good answer. Okay, I love that. So now that's exactly what we've got to do here, Bonolo. Okay, in order to work out what goes in this block, we have to use opposite operations, just like Olwa explained so nicely. Okay, so now if we look at what we can see here, and I'm sorry, Rolivua and Titelo and Paxton, that I'm not taking your hands here, and I know you guys put your hands up. It's just because I want to try and encourage some of the people that are always afraid to talk, to say something. Oh, it's fine, Bonolo, no stress, don't worry. Okay, so now that we've explained that, is there somebody else here apart from Rolivua and Telo and Patson who can tell me what to write to answer question 3? Is there someone else who can tell me what I need to write now that we've worked out what we would do on the left?
And we've got a hand.
We do. Is it Intiso?
Yes.
Lovely. Okay, Intiso, what would you do?
Miss, so Ola said that we should minus 23 and 5.
But. What is Olwa forgetting? She's on the right track. Olwa's on the right track, but Olwa forgot one small thing. What did Olwa forget?
So minus the 5.
Well, if not to minus the 5, but If we're sitting with 23 over 24 and we're using opposite operations, we're using minus. Can we minus fractions where the denominators are different?
No.
No. Okay, that's it, Rolivua, quite right. That's exactly what she forgot. Okay, so now can you help Olwa solve this problem? How are we going to work out what goes in the block? We've got to help Olwa find a lowest common denominator. What are we going to do here?
We're gonna minus it.
Okay, but in Tiso, can I minus 5 from 23 and 6 from 24? Don't I have to make the denominators the same if I'm subtracting?
You do.
You do. Okay, so then do that. Make them the same and tell me what I should be writing.
You're gonna minus it with, make them the same with.
That's it.
You're gonna put times 4.
That's it. Okay, so which one am I timesing by 4? The 24 or the 6?
The 6.
Lovely. There we go. Nice work. Okay, so we've got 23 out of 24. Minus 5 times 4 is how much in Tiso?
20.
Beautiful. Out of 24. So what goes in the block should be?
20.
Yes, good job. And now when you've got 23 out of 24 minus 20 out of 24, your final answer will be?
23 over 24.
So it's going to be 3 over 24. Okay, because we're going to keep the denominator and then we're going to say 23 minus 20.
Okay.
Okay, does that make sense now?
Yes.
Okay, how do the rest of you feel? I mean, apart from Katsin and Rolivua and other people, how does that give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a smiley face? How are you feeling? Does that make sense to you guys, what we've done here?
No.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Jody. Thanks, Olwa. Is there anything that I might have forgotten here? Is there anything that anybody else can possibly add before we move on? Devin. Does that not make sense, Devin? That's not a happy face. No, okay. It was a difficult question, wasn't it, Devin? That's fine. Mistakes are great. Mistakes are how we learn. We have to make mistakes in order to learn and to grow. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. We always think it's such a terrible thing to do, but it really isn't. Okay. Oh, in Tequila, those were lovely. Thank you so much. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. All right. Now, there's one last little thing that we need to do before we move on. All right. And thank you so much to Kat for being on the ball and noticing this. Guys, we have to simplify, all right, which means that I have to say I've got to divide the top and the bottom because both of them can still be divided by 3. So my final answer would actually be 1/8 if it was in simplest terms. Okay, so yes, that was a difficult question. All right, moving on now, let's go on to question number 4. Now we are adding mixed numbers together. All right. Yes, Devin, you've got your hand up. What's up?
So ma'am, before we add it, we have to change it into improper fractions, I think.
You do. Lovely, lovely. Why don't you do that for us? Since you said that so nicely. Go for it, Devin.
Okay, so ma'am, it is 3 times 2 plus 1, which is equal to 7. So it will be 7/2.
Lovely. Keep going.
Plus 2 times 8 plus 5, which is 21 over 8.
Lovely. Sure, Devon, that's very good. Well done. Nice. And then what would you do after this?
Then we would see what 8 and 2 would go into. So 8 would go into itself once and 2 would go into 8 4 times.
Nice. Okay, so we're going to times that guy by 4 and that guy by 4. All right, so our
By
first
what?
fraction is going to end up being what over 8, Devon?
It is going to be 28 over 8.
Lovely. 28 over 8. Good job. Plus,
21 over 8.
nice. And what you're going to do last of all?
Then you're gonna add it and we're gonna get 49 over 8.
Lovely. Very good. Okay, now at high school, you're allowed to leave it like that. But at primary school, if they make you write it as a mixed number again, what would you do now, Devon?
I would divide 49 by 8.
Absolutely.
And that would be 8 can't go fully into 9, so it would be 14. 8 can't go completely into 49, so it would be 6.
Absolutely.
So it would be 6 and 1 over
Yes.
8.
Oh, Devon, that's beautiful. Well done. You explained that even better than I could. Very nice. Very,
Thank
very,
you.
very nice. Good job, Devon. Lovely. Okay, nice question. And then the last one. Okay, so I don't remember making that question. 5 over 5 minus 3 and 2 over 3. But anyway, all right, I must have done. So now the last question. Oh, and then we need to get on to today's lesson because we've been dawdling here a little bit. But anyway, it's good. We need to have these conversations. Yeah, absolutely. Tapelo, can you talk? Is Tapelo's mic on?
Yes.
Okay, Tapelo.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, how are you?
Fine. Thank
That's
you.
good. Tapelo, do you want to tell us what to do with this question?
Question 5.
Mhm.
It's regrouping first.
What does regrouping mean?
Grouping whole.
Oh, I
and-
see what you mean. Oh, so in other words, you group the whole numbers together. All right. It's better for you when you go to high school to make things into improper fractions. Do you know how to make a mixed number into an improper fraction?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down the 5 over 5 minus, and then I want you to make 3 and 2 over 3 into an improper fraction for me, please, Tapelo.
Okay.
So if we want to take 3 and 2 over 3 and make it improper, what do we need to do, Tapelo?
It's 3 times 3 plus 2.
Excellent. Okay, so 3 times 3 is?
9.
Lovely. Plus 2 is?
11.
Lovely. And I've got to write that over?
Yeah, 11 over 9.
11 over 3. Okay, so we're going to keep the same
9.
denominator. Okay, so whatever our denominator
Oh,
was,
okay.
we keep that same denominator. Okay, now, Tapelo, if I want to subtract fractions and they don't have the same denominator, like these ones don't have the same denominator, what do I need to do next?
It's 3 times 5.
Sure. So what I do to the bottom, I've got to do to the top.
Yes.
Lovely. Okay, so what's my first fraction going to end up being?
It's 15 over 15.
Excellent. And my second fraction is going to end up being? Eleven times 5 is? Maybe Tapelo's having connection issues. That's it, indeed. So yes, Tanwe, that's right. Okay, so now look at this, guys. Now we're also working with integers, aren't we? Okay, correct, Devon. So now we've got 15 minus 55. Let's just see who's got a hand up here. Tapelo. Okay, Tapelo, let's see if you can talk again. Are you okay, Tapelo? No?
Still okay.
Oh, there we go. All right, so now Tapelo, we have to say 15 minus 55. What would that give us, Tapelo?
45.
45, no. So we're sitting at 15 on the number line and we're moving 50. Sorry,
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. So just look here carefully at the top. You've got 15 minus 55. What's that going to give you? We're going to end up with a negative number because what we're taking away is bigger than what we started with. So we're going to end up at negative 40 on the number line over 15. And then I'm not allowed to leave my answer like that, grade 7s, because both of these numbers can be divided by 5. Okay, so that means I'm going to end up with, so a negative divided by a positive is a negative, if you guys remember from our lesson on integers. 40 divided by 5 is 8. And 15 divided by 5 will give us 3. Okay, and that would be our final answer in this case. We would have ended up with a negative fraction. Absolutely wonderful try, Tapelo. I'm sorry that we couldn't hear the rest of what you were saying, but how did I get negative 40? Okay, so Olga, I'm glad you asked the question, no problem. We have 15 at the top minus 55. This is in the numerator, Olga. So if we're sitting at 15 on the number line and we take away 55, where are we going to end on the number line? At negative 40. Okay, does that make sense, Olga? Okay, all right, guys, let's jump into what we were actually supposed to be doing today, which was subtracting integers. All right, now I don't know if you guys remember last time we were speaking about adding integers, and Motibang gave the most fantastic explanation. Do you remember, Kat?
Was this on man?
This was on, oh no, sorry, of course you weren't here.
I wasn't here.
Sorry. You should have heard Motibang's explanation for how do we know if we're going to be moving to the left or moving to the right. Honestly, it was just perfect the way he explained it. Motibang, can you explain again? I want Kat to hear what you heard, what you said the last time, because it was so good. Was it Wednesday, Bonolo? Okay, will you, Motibang? Thank you. Okay, so how do we know if we move to the left or to the right, Motibang?
It depends if it's a negative or a positive number, because the positive number goes to the right and the negative goes to the left.
Absolutely. Okay, so in the situations, I'm going to name this one number 1. All right, so if we start at negative 1 and we subtract a positive number, are we going to be moving to the left or to the right? What's going to happen with these two?
These two become a negative number.
Lovely, very nice. Okay, so if those two become negative, we're starting at -1 on the number line and we are moving to
to the left side.
Absolutely. Okay, so where are we going to end at, Motibang?
3.
No, I think you moved to the right. Okay, so if we're sitting at -1, let's find that number line. There we go. So here's our number line. Okay, here's -1 over here. Can you see that okay? Is it a bit small?
No, ma'am.
Is it small?
No, ma'am.
Okay, see if we can make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so here we are. We are sitting at -1. And now let's move 4 places to the left, Motibang. We're going to go, whoopsie, 1, 2,
3, 4.
Okay, so 4 places to the left of -1 is?
-5.
Beautiful. Good job. Well done.
Sorry, ma'am, I forgot a bit.
It's a Motibang, you don't have to say sorry. You don't ever have to say sorry. You tried and that was wonderful. Okay, Bonolo, I see your hand is up. Okay, so Bonolo, I'm going to name this one number 2. So you're going to tell me what to do in number 2, please, Bonolo.
Ma'am, at number 2, firstly, we're gonna have to find -1.
Mm-hmm.
So, ma'am, 2 negatives here, ma'am, at minus and -4. The 2 negatives there make positive.
Oh, Bonolo, that's lovely. Well done. So what should I write here?
Ma'am, so 2 negatives, -1 plus 4.
Beautiful. All right. And now we're going to go to the number line. Where must I start at?
-1.
Fantastic. And I'm moving to the left or to the right?
To the right.
Lovely. And if I move, how many places to the right do I need to go?
4.
Lovely. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Where do I end, Bonolo?
At +3.
Beautiful. What a fantastic explanation. I couldn't have done that any better, Bonolo. Well done. That's really lovely. Good job. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good job. Okay, Ntiyiso. I'm going to call this one over here, number 3. Can you tell us what to do here, please, Ntiyiso?
Miss, I didn't use the number line again.
That's okay. That doesn't matter. If you don't use the number line, what did you do?
So negative and positive gave me a positive. And then
hang on a second. Hang on a second. Okay. So are you saying that when I have a minus and a plus sitting next to one another, I must write plus? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Ntiyiso, when you are subtracting a positive number, it doesn't simplify to a plus, unfortunately. So when a plus and a minus sit next to one another, it becomes a minus. But that's okay. Keep going.
Okay, and then I said 3 minus 2 gives me 5.
Okay, but if it was 3 plus 2, then it would give you 5. Absolutely. But 3 minus 2 is going to leave you with 1. Okay, you're sitting here at 3 on the number line. You're moving 2 places to the left. That's why you're going to end at 1.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And then the last one here, number 4. Let's see who. Okay, Raitu, your hand was up next. Okay, Raitu, what should we write here for number 4?
Number 3. Number 3, I did not choose
number
the
4, please, Raitu. So 3 minus -2, how would we do that question?
At the minus and minus, we use plus.
Okay, so what should I write in my second line here? 3
plus 2.
Good. And what would I end up with?
5.
Excellent. Okay, so I started here, I moved 2 places to the right, and I ended up at 5.
5.
Good job. Okay, so very nice. Well done, everybody that contributed to those questions. That was very good. What we need to remember when we are subtracting integers is that 2 signs have to become 1 sign. All right, so in the case of number 1 and number 2 and number 3 and number 4, the subtraction is this one. This is the operation. There's the subtraction. There's the subtraction. There's the subtraction. There's the subtraction. Okay, the next sign is a positive or a negative, and it belongs to the number that follows it. All right, so how much are we subtracting? We are subtracting positive 4. Here in number 2, how much are we subtracting? We're subtracting negative 4. In question 3, how much are we subtracting? We are subtracting positive 2. And in question 4, how much are we subtracting? We are subtracting negative 2. So I chose these questions on purpose, okay, because the ones in number 1 and number 2 start in a negative place on the number line, and questions 3 and 4 start in a positive place on the number line. How do we know if we are moving to the left or to the right hand side? Okay, and that all comes down to how do these 2 signs simplify together. Okay, so quite right, when we are subtracting a positive sign, then we are subtracting, and that means that we have to move to the left on the number line. Or we could be subtracting a negative number, and that means that we are adding. So that means that we have to move to the right on the number line. Okay, so once we get down to this stage over here, this sign there, the one I've just highlighted in yellow, that's our instruction to start at -1 and move 4 places to the left. In number 2, we're starting at -1, and then we are moving 4 places to the right because it says +4. Okay, so that's what I want you guys to be able to understand. Okay, again here, we're starting at 3. When we subtract a positive number, we are subtracting. That means that we are moving to the left on the number line 2 places from 3 to get 1. And in the last one, number 4, when we subtract a negative number, we are in fact adding. So we're starting at 3 and we're moving 2 places to the right to get 5. Okay, how does that feel? Does that feel good? Does that make sense? Are there any questions? Do you want to give me an emoji? How do you feel right now? What do you mean exactly, Olwa? If you can unmute and then just ask me exactly what you're asking. Cool, Motabang.
I mean, if it is a number and then it's like -2 plus another number, does it need to be negative? Like the minus sign, like number 2?
No. So what happens here, Olwa, is that when 2 signs sit next to one another and they're the same, we're always going to be making that into plus. So plus becomes plus and minus becomes plus. And when 2 signs sit next to one another that are opposite in sign, then it becomes minus. So if you've got -2 plus +3, that's the same as -2 plus 3. So that means we're starting at -2, we're plussing, so we're moving to the right 3 places. So we're going to start here and we're going to go 1, 2, 3 places to the right, and that's why we end up at +1. Does that make sense, Olwa? cool. So Jody looks happy, Ayanda's happy, Rodivua's happy. That's really nice to see. Okay, guys. All right, so here's some practice with these. I'm just wondering if we shouldn't maybe, well, let's do a couple of easy ones and then we can go on to the sort of more difficult ones. So I'm going to, Angel, you had your hand up and then did you take your hand down, Angel? I was going to call on you. Angel, do you want to pick a question? You can choose any one you want from number 1 through to number 18.
No, I don't want to pick a question. I just wanted to ask a question in the other topic we were on.
Okay, well, what did you want to ask, Angel?
By number 2, I didn't understand because it said -1 minus -4.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says it's equal to -1 plus 4. I still I don't understand, but I understand the rest, but I just don't understand number 2.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So what happens is this. Okay, so this is the hard part that I'm trying to explain to you. Now, hopefully you'll understand what I mean. All right. When we have a minus sign in maths, it is an instruction to change direction. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so a minus sign is an instruction to change direction. A plus means keep the direction that you're going in. All right, so in the case of this question, let's say we've got -2 plus +3. All right, so it means that we must start at -2 on the number line. And then when we are plussing +3, all right, it means that we are going to add and we're going to keep going in a positive direction like that. Okay, so it becomes -2 plus 3, and that's how come we end up at 1, right? A minus sign is an instruction to change direction. So if we say -1 minus -4, what we're really doing, Angel, is that we're starting here at -1. And then the question says to us, with a green circle around it, says to us, move to the left. But then the minus next to it says, no, change your direction and move to the right. And that's why these two together become one sign, which is plus. Because minus means go to the left, and then another minus means change direction and go to the right. Okay, so we're sitting at -1. We were going to go to the left, but now we have to change direction and we have to go in the opposite direction, which is to the right-hand side. So that's why minus is a plus. So that's why I had to start here, and then I actually had to move to the right-hand side by how many? It was 4 in this case. Okay, so two operations or two signs, when they sit next to one another, have to simplify into one sign, because we can either move to the left on the number line or we can move to the right. We can't move in both directions at the same time. So when there are two, whoopsie days, I didn't mean to rub that out. So when two pluses sit next to one another like they did here, it becomes plus and we move to the right. When two minuses sit next to one another like they did over here, it becomes plus and we move to the right. When a minus and a plus sit next to one another like they did over here in number 3, then it becomes a minus and we move to the left. And when a plus and a minus sit next to one another, again, all right, it becomes a minus and we move to the left. Okay, so that's how we know whether we're supposed to be moving left or right. Oh, let's have a look. Katleek, oh, that was you, Katleek. I thought it was maybe one of the students. Yeah.
No, I was just keeping
it's your lovely explanation. Look at Kat's explanation in the chat, everybody. She has put that down there beautifully.
So basically, what you're saying, a minus and a minus is equal to a plus.
Yeah, but the two signs have to sit next to one another.
And then a plus plus is equal to a plus.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Now I
Okay.
understand.
That's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. And you know what,
Thank
Angel,
you.
don't feel it's a pleasure. Angel, this is a very difficult thing to begin to understand. And for you guys, I mean, like for us, it's easy because we're grown-ups. But for you guys, this is difficult. It is difficult to understand this. So that's why it's something I wanted to spend just a bit more time talking about and going through with you. So believe you me, there are other people that haven't said anything who also probably didn't understand. So I'm really glad you asked that question.
Okay.
Okay, good job. Well done.
Thanks.
Nice. Okay, so let's jump into some of these questions, guys. Oh yes, that was it. And then I'm going to let you pick whichever question you want to do. Okay, so whose hand is up first? Raitu. Go for it, Raitu. Which one are you going to do? Which one grabs your fancy, Raitu?
One.
Number one? Okay.
Number one.
All right. So what would you do in number one, Raitu?
Well, I will. Eight.
What needs to happen here? So minus 9.
8.
Minus -8, right? So this becomes minus 9, what? Plus 8, lovely. And if you're sitting at minus 9 on the number line and you plus 8, which direction are you going? To the right or to the left?
Left.
No, because you're starting at minus 9. Let's bring our number line down here again. Let's pop it over here. Okay, no, you're not going to the left, Raitu. I'm sorry. If you're sitting at minus 9, and then you need to plus 8, when you plus, you move to the right. So you're sitting at minus 9, and then you jump in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 places. Right, you're going to end at -1. 1. Okay, Ranquato, you choose one. Go for it. Which one are we going to do, Ranquato?
Number 2.
Number 2, okay. What's going on in number 2?
Positive 9 minus -4.
Okay, so what happens when... So we've got plus... Sorry, Ranquato.
Ma'am, you were talking.
Sorry, I interrupted you. You tell me what to write.
Oh. On the number 9, you're gonna move to the right.
We are going to move to the right because when you subtract a negative number, we are
Gonna be a positive number.
So when we add, when we subtract a negative number, we are adding. So we're starting at 9, okay, which is down here. And then we're moving 1, 2, 3, 4 places to the right, and that's how we end up at 13. Okay, nice one, Ranquato. Well done. Okay, Patson, you next. Which one are you going to do, Patson?
Can I do 3?
Sure, go for it, Patson. What are we going to write in question number 3?
Ma'am, we're gonna say positive 6 plus 9.
Positive 6 plus 9. Excellent. Okay, so you understand this very nicely, Patson. Where are we going to end up on our number line? At?
Positive 15.
Beautiful. Okay, so we're starting at positive 6 and we're moving 9 places to the right. Patson, you are amazing. Well done. Very nice. Good job. Okay. Motibang. Go for it, Motibang. Which one are you going to do?
Number 4.
Okay, go for it.
-6 minus +6 is
Mhm.
the minusing a positive number makes it -6 minus 6.
Lovely. And where are we going to end up there, Motibang?
-12.
Beautiful. Okay, so we're sitting down here and we're going to move 6 places to the left. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lovely. Motibang, that's also very, very good. Well done. Okay, nice work. Good job. Bonolo. Okay, Bonolo, go for it. Which question are you going to do, Bonolo?
Ma'am, I would like to do number 15.
Sure, go for it, Bonolo.
Okay, ma'am. So firstly, we're gonna have, so ma'am, we have +2.
Mm-hmm.
Then minus and the plus, ma'am, together is minus.
Well done, Bonolo.
And then, ma'am, we're gonna write 9. The answer to the question is -7.
Oh, Bonolo, that's amazing. Well done. Beautiful work. Yay. Nice job. Well done. Very, very good. Okay, I'm really, really pleased. Excellent. Okay, Intiyiso, you next. Go for it. Which one are you going to do, Intiyiso?
Number 9.
Go for it. What are we doing in number 9, Intiyiso?
So you say +2 minus 1 minus
Excellent.
+1,
Okay.
and then you get +1.
Okay. You get +1 as your final answer. Absolutely, you would. Okay, very good. Well done. Okay, so I'm going to scratch out 9. I'm going to scratch out 15. I'm going to scratch out 2 and 3 and 1 and 4 is also gone. Okay, let's see who else has got a hand up now. Okay, Rolivua, you choose one then, Rolivua.
Number 10.
Go for it. What are we going to do in number 10, Rolivua?
We are saying +5, and since it's a minus and a plus, we're gonna minus 1.
Lovely. And where are we going to end on the number line?
We're gonna end up at 4.
Beautiful, Rolivua. Well done. That's excellent. You always explain things so beautifully and so clearly. That was really lovely. Well done. Good job. Okay, Devon's next. Okay, Devon, go for it. Which one are you going to do, Devon?
May I do number 5, ma'am?
Absolutely. All yours. Go for it.
Okay, so it is +8 minus -7. So no, sorry, my throat, ma'am. Okay, so it would be I think it should be -1.
Okay. The first thing that you have to do, Devon, is the 2 signs that sit next to one another have to become 1. So when a minus and a minus sit next to one another, what do we end up doing?
That would be adding.
It would be, absolutely. So you're starting at +8 on the number line and you are adding 7. Are you sure you're still going to end up at 1 now?
No.
No, where you think you're going to end up now?
15.
Absolutely. Okay, because you're starting here, you're adding, so you're going in that direction, and you're jumping 7 places to the right-hand side. Okay, so quite right, you're going to end up at 15. Good job. All right, now, guys, we've got like a few minutes left. I wanted to see if we could do some sort of slightly more difficult ones. Let me just move those ones out the way here. All right, so I'm talking now about 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Maybe what we must do, where's our number line gone? Let's just grab our number line and pop this down here. Okay, so let's just see if we can do a couple of difficult ones before we go. All right, Rolivua, you go first. You pick one of these. So it's got to be between 31 and 40. Okay, Rolivua, go for it. Which one do you want to do?
I'll do 40.
Okie doke. So what are you doing in question 40?
So you say 6 plus 3 minus 1.
Lovely. Okay, and when you're sitting at, okay, go for it, finish it off.
So 6 plus 3 is 9. Subtract 1 is 8.
Perfect. 100%. Good job. Well done. As always, beautifully explained. Okay, now. Patson, your hand's up next. Okay, go for it, Patson. Pick one. You can't do number 40 because Rodivu has already done that one. Go for it. You're going to do another one.
Yes, can I do 39?
Go for it.
So you say -5 plus 6.
Careful. So why are you saying plus 6?
Oh no, minus 6.
Okay, all right, okay, and
then
I can make this a bit bigger if it's difficult to see.
Number it'll be -11.
Okay, but now hang on a second. There's something that we've forgotten here. All right. So you've written down the -5. There it is. You've written down the -6. There it is. What's going to happen here at the end?
We're going to add.
How much?
6.
Absolutely. So is our final answer still going to be 11 or -11?
No, ma'am.
What's it going to be?
-5.
Absolutely.
5.
Absolutely. Can you remember what this thing is called that I'm highlighting in yellow? It has a name.
What is it? Inverse.
That's it. An additive inverse.
Additive inverse, yes.
Good, Patson, absolutely. Okay, so that additive inverse gives us 0 as an answer. Good job. Well done, Patson. All right, let's see who else has got a hand up. Ntiyiso, go for it. Which one are you going to do, Ntiyiso?
Number 38.
Awesome. What are we going to write in number 38?
You're going to write 8 plus 8 minus 5.
Okay, but now this 8 over here, is it positive 8 or negative 8?
Negative 8.
Okay, so you said negative 8, and then you said plus 8, and then you said lovely. Okay, so what would your final answer be here?
It'll be negative 16 minus 5 gives me negative 11.
Okay, but now hang on a second, hang on. All right, if we just do the first bit together, okay, -8 plus 8. Are you sure that's going to give you negative 16? Just look at your number line. You're sitting over here. Okay, that's where you're starting. When you plus 8, are you moving to the left?
No.
No, you're going to move to the
right.
Absolutely. So now if I'm sitting at -8 and I move 8 places to the right, where am I going to stop until you saw?
6, 7, 8. You're going to stop at 0.
Aha. And now if I go -5, what am I doing? I'm changing direction and I'm going?
To the left.
Beautiful. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places to the left. So where am I going to end up at? I'm going to end up at
-5.
absolutely. Okay, and again, look here, this -8 plus 8 gives us 0 as an answer. So what we could do, a shortcut here in T, so we could just start at 0 and move 5 places to the left. Okay, good.
So okay, so let's say we put the minus in the middle of the both of the 8s with the plus. Does it still?
Okay, tell me what you're trying to say. Let me write it down and then I can give you an answer. So where did you want to put the minus?
In the middle of both of the 8s.
So in other words, did you want -8, -8, -5?
No, I mean like let's say it's a minus and a plus in the middle.
Okay, so in other words, if it was -8 plus -8 -5, like that.
Yes.
Okay, good question.
Would it still give me the same answer?
No, it wouldn't. Okay, because when you add a negative number, you are subtracting. So here you would start at -8, and then you would take away 8, and then you would take away 5. Okay, so this is not an additive inverse. It means start at -8, move 8 places to the left-hand side. That would get us to -16, and then keep going in the same direction. Okay, keep minusing. Okay, minus another 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We would actually end up at -21.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, I can't believe how quickly the time has gone. All right, if you want to ask a question, you're more than welcome. But I think what we need to do is the poll. And then if you want to ask a question or say something, then you can with pleasure after that. Well done, everybody. Answer the poll, and if you want to go, go.